So, why do I think that vinyl is gonna make a comeback, or maybe not a comeback, but at least like you know, a little blop before it totally dies. um, so, first of all, here we can obviously see the peak in the '80s and the steady decline, or not steady, the sharp decline to the '90s. Um, and near death in the 2000s and the slight increase towards here. Um, so I think the main thing that it's going to be, also, this video will contain a bit of logic and mostly um, mostly like emotions or feelings. Oh God, no facts and logic. What a tragedy. Anyway, subjective. That's the word I was looking for. Um, so, you know, I think nostalgia is like the number one thing, because like we often, or millennials and young people in general, often look to this sort of 70s, 80s era as like almost like not the golden days, but well, sort of like a better time, a simpler time, if that makes sense. Um, and Yeah, that's pretty powerful. Secondly, there's a community aspect to it where it feels like a lot of times, it's always us just sitting inside and like never going out to be with people. Like so many things that we have nowadays are being moved so that you can consume them in your own home without interacting with people, like movies with like Netflix and Disney Plus and whatnot. Music, you've got Spotify, um, you know, things like that, if that makes sense. Let's see what else. As I said, the ritual to it, um, you know, with everything at our fingertips, sometimes it feels comforting to have to search for stuff, if that makes sense. Like if you go to a record store, you don't just get the album that you want. You have to look for it. You know what I mean? And that sort of brain stimulation activation is comforting, at least for me. So, yeah. Let's see what else. I guess this is very niche for me, but whenever I'm trying to do my homework, I get distracted very easily. um, and so, like, if I'm trying to listen to music, that sort of like pulls a distraction out of the noggin, um, and I guess helps with that. You might say, well, just play Spotify, but what happens then is I keep switching between the Spotify tabs, and I get distracted that way. So I like to have the stuff going on in the background. Yeah. So yeah, why it's gonna make a comeback though? Um, as I said, nostalgia is a big thing, um, and I think there are some people that say, well, I don't care how I get it. I just want to be able to listen to the music. Um, that was a very strong sentiment, or no, it was the opposite sentiment. What started with Apple Music is Steve Jobs was saying people don't care about just being able to listen, they want to be able to know that they own it. And I think that's also a big one. That, of course, ended up failing horribly for him, and he had to switch to a different model, the Spotify model. But I think that sort of idea of ownership over whatever you have is going to make a comeback. So, yeah. And we can, I think people now, like before, it was always a choice. Like, or before at least CDs, it was a choice. You could either have, you could have vinyl or you could have no music, or like I guess go to an orchestra or something. But nowadays you have all these options, and I think sometimes people people can choose to go to this vinyl thing for one reason or other. And lastly, God, I just thought of it. I was like, this is such a good point. I should share it. Oh fuck. Oh God. Well, I've forgotten it, so we're just gonna end the video here. I'm going on a walk in the rain. Who cares? Yeah, that's it.